story of Abache Fred Moises Caicedo is interesting. It is interesting in every sense of the word. Maybe a free bar, then how the journey has gone, where he has grown to as a player, and the kind of decision makings are all, a very interesting one. But even away from that, what is happening to Football Club Barcelona is interesting to note also. Is it Hansi Flick and the training methods, a little bit too much. Now, Emma, the players, there are some issues with respect to injury. And I say it is just an unfortunate situation that is happening to Abati friend Hansi Flick. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much. So what you do? Let's subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe to the channel. Turn on notification. Notification 10 and you choose all. So that there are anytime there are content in the row with that first person saying so there can be our husband Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Again, subscribe to the channel. Turn on notification. Notification 10 and I want you all. So that the I come up. On Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Let me say a big thank you to the two people in my show we have a possibility. First off, yes, most spare parts dealership shop. The crew must say a car spare parts and Quadia, then the best place a use most spare parts dealership shop. They take very good care of you. Every kind of spare parts you happen on use move at the moment or use most spare parts dealership shop. Of course, say a car spare parts there and that's a go. I was so kind of car for 059-313-8221 for use most to see again and then it's MOB clothing for MOB clothing to see and it's a very good care of you. Call them or to do a flyer station on 0200-668-708 0200-668-708 and BBR and they come apart and farmer MOB clothing anyone because maybe come. Should we start from the Barca conversation as a Chelsea corner extension and a bunch of friend Moises Caicedo? Let's go straight to Football Club Barcelona. 8 solid injuries in a Barca though. On the top of my head, I can count Abentia friend Rafinha, Lamine Yamal is getting back, Pablo Gavi is getting in, Abentia friend Marc-Andre ter Stegen, Abentia friend of Juan Garcia is in there. There is Femi Lopez also recovered. There is Abentia, your friend. I've mentioned Lamine Yamal. I've mentioned Pablo Gavi. Abentia friend of even Abentia friend Ferran Torres also had some injury on him. And there have been a lot of injuries. Barca for you say a Hansi Flick methods. The way the team inside German machine heavy metal press without the ball, with the ball, no chase you down, no much ball back on. A lot of the people believe say Hansi Flick and Barca players April prayer. It's something that I don't agree with. I think that the methods of Hansi Flick, yes, it's heavy metal, it consumes a lot of energy, you need a lot of physicality inside the man. But I don't think so it's only down to Abentia, your friend Hansi Flick, on methods, anything on the team, anything on the ball, anything the team and struggle with respect to getting the results and the injuries from it's a good one because there are some positives with respect to Barca players and returning from injury in front of Mundo Deportivo. Obviously, Femi Lopez, okay, Dani Olmo knockout. And what it means is that Abentia from Femi Lopez is returning back into the team. Something that's very, very positive for Football Club Barcelona because that is what Barca needed, especially the absence of Abentia from Dani Olmo. Barca needs Abentia from Femi Lopez to come in. And again, Barca aren't too sure, 100%, only too sure of the return of Abentia from Lamine Yamal Ibanez Nazraoui. Yes, the news is that Lamine Yamal about the baby against Verona, not the game in the Champions League, I think against Olympiacos or so, and also team of Abentia from Lamine Yamal, a few of the minutes then later on in the Spanish El Clasico, Lamine Yamal had the dilemma of Bogino from start to finish, something that is very, very important. The sad thing, players are not paid per Barca, the injury of Abentia and Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo injury, I got from almost the get-go Dani Olmo by Barca have not gotten some consistent injury about your friend Dani Olmo. Almost every time a plaque account that them, we play 2 weeks, we play 3 weeks, we play 2 weeks. I say Dani Olmo at almost every point in time is getting injured. Our Football Club Barcelona. Dani Olmo, Dani Olmo has suffered 11 separate injuries in the last 5 years. 5 years and 377 days. Dani Olmo play almost every year. 11 injuries. 11 injuries in 5 years. Oh yeah, the breakdown. It means that Daniel at least every season, every year, as so far 2.5 injuries for every year. He has missed 33.7% of the matches in the last 4.5 seasons. In the last 5 years, the season in which he missed the fewest matches was due to physical problems. Was the most recent one. And last season, and Dani Olmo answered them. According to Massa, Dani Olmo injury and Massa should be very, very careful to find solutions to about your friend Dani Olmo. And then the injuries will be built up almost every point in time, because it looks as if almost every time we are Dani Olmo, it looks as if almost every time they are Dani Olmo in issues. And for a club like Barca, a high performing club, maybe a Barca for airplay results, no winning matches, this animal, you don't want to get to the point where you are not getting results. You don't want to get to the point where the results and manner players they play this animal. The kind of injuries that Dani Olmo has been very, very interesting for Bentia and the friend of Dani Olmo. I'm really, really interested when it comes to conversation. Like I said, Ter Stegen, Dani Olmo, Ferran Torres, Gavi, Juan Garcia, Robert Lewandowski, and Bentia friend of Rafinha and so EPRA in terms of football club Barcelona. The latest one, Bentia friend Robert Lewandowski. He said, Rafinha, he has tried. Senko Bayana, Quabaya fit like a Girina match or Bokaka, Senator Quabaya fit to start a classical. In fact, in fact, it's not working. So what it means is that Abanti in front of Rafinha, it's not going to be fit to start, or even maybe even to sit on the bench for that game against Tina, your friend of Girona. Possibly it's going to be in that game in the Grand Clasico and a team in a bench in front of Ferran Torres, Edith Nyaba, bench in front of Rafinha, sorry, Edith Nyaba on the big games, and the other team in front of Football Club Barcelona. It's very, very interesting to see Barca English struggles as it stands now. It's not good for us to make a flick. And for say flick methods. As the flick's coaching staff are willing to wait until the last day to see if Rafinha will recover for the Clasico. But it's very difficult. And very, very, very difficult. About your friend Rafinha, I don't fit to go and play a Grand Classic. It's very, very interesting to see that's going to happen. Of course, all the conversations are away from Tima, the friend of Football Club Barcelona. There are lots of ones also on the part of Football Club Real Madrid. But there's an interesting story. There's a club in Italy we're interested in Aventia for Enzo Maresca. And also the updates on Aventia for Moises Caicedo. But even that though, but see, Madrid of all are expanding and they are doing their things right. Already in this season, the opportunity has come to go bank for bank, toe to toe with Football Club Barcelona. Already in Sunday, now the big opportunity that's presenting itself is that big one in a Grand Clasico. Man, before you says they will be able to beat Football Club Barcelona, and if they do, they get a huge advantage for the rest of the season to open up. See, 1 point to pay equally. If they're able to beat Barcelona, it makes it 4 points. 4 points between Barcelona and Madrid, no. And then the important one for them is that they can afford certain draws in here, their mom. Of course, whilst doing so, they'll be able to go start giving and then go and win. So how much is now on there? They have gotten some reinforcements. Barca 4 players, the edited to April Plano. For the club and football club, Real Madrid there. Abanti and Fela Mendy was back and fully fit. Fela Mendy and now started training. So he is adding to the quality on the left-hand side on them. Apart from Alvaro Carreras, if something happens to Alvaro Carreras and a card and I say, there is a depth in quality in Abanti and Fela Mendy or the football club. Real Madrid, something that's very important. And Barca for former manager friend Rafa Benitez has spoken. Now Rafa expands and talks about Barcelona's and Madrid's full plan, especially when with players with Karim Mustafa Benzema and the influence of the team football club Real Madrid. Rafa Benitez, it is our corner. So Real Madrid team is playing well despite difficulties like Benzema's injury. They didn't give me time. In January, we were only 5 points behind Barca, and there was still room for improvement, especially with Benzema's return. Things would have changed drastically. He's talking about his times when he was at football club Real Madrid. Aro Kuchoma. Then you might say the injury of Karim Mustafa Benzema near the day affecting her. Still, they went ahead to sack Abentia Rafa Benitez for Football Club Real Madrid. And of course, the news of the injury of Robert Lewandowski, it's all over the place. We are Kawasam say Robert out, killing Tony Mbappe is also back to Madrid Cremon where he started rehabilitation, injury, and share that injury and see everything is going to go on in the right direction for Abentia for the killing. Luton and Mbappe, in terms of games, no, and the recovery, more, I'm a team, I friend the football club, Real Madrid, once the international break, over. It's very important, so, you know, because any moment in that regard, you see if Madrid will be able to stay in it and get a job. And that there was a game between Brazil and the team I friend in Japan, and now is where Abentia friend is stable. We have Chelsea new star boy. I mean, the player that a lot of people think say we can give Abentia friend Lamine Yamal, Imanes, Nazraoui run for his money, you know. And it was in that game of Brazil for losing against Japan. Now it's the number that are interesting. About those 16 minutes, the passing accuracy, dribbling up ability, signing Manuel were very, very important for Abentia friend Lamine Yamal, Imanes, Nazraoui, Abentia finished the ball with him. And after the game, enemy coach Carlo Ancelotti spoke about Estevao. And like I said, Charlie, Estevao we have better. He's a top player. He is good. He is one of the best players that you can get, especially in terms of potential. Now he knows that Estevao will let him go places. He spoke, very, very, very extensively on the Bisan Kumano. From the first training section, you could tell he is different. He's got talent, but also the intelligence to keep improving. I see him as a big part of this team's future. That is exactly what Abentia referred to Carlo Ancelotti Eka about Abentia friend Estevao Willian and what Estevao Willian gives to them, how well Estevao Willian is doing in that regard, and very, very important. Of course, Carlo Ancelotti is very, very important for players with Sissi, and that's exactly what he's saying. And now, there was some breaking news about Abentia, your friend Moises Caicedo for Chelsea. Now, the breaking news is that, see, the one that I say, players now only free a fear come. Charlie, most of their decision is based on how they'll be able to bring money home. Anna, it's the football is just a way that they are doing. It's not so passionate and service animal. For them, it's essentially about how much they will be able to bring money home for their family to be able to make some. Now the story of Moises Caicedo, I don't control Moises Caicedo is the 10th child of 10 children. The man only papa will 10. Only the 10th person. The entire 10 children on the way, Moises Caicedo and Bima, almost got a lot of money. Now you might echo and it's what say in that story, they said Caicedo catching the former agent Ali Barat said only party moves after the contract nearly and okay. Now the reason why is that for Moises Caicedo, he has always had it in his mind. Say a balance in the contracts with Ali Barat ended there. And you didn't want him back on the handle. The grand before the mama handle. Only the young issue about your friend Ali Barat and I for the commissions and material for them to it is really about making sure they get into the team and then on about your friend Moises Caicedo, the mission for will handle things for them and they need to go in that right direction and they deliver it. And now you see that they play. And all the Chelsea for them come and say, oh, they know about your friend Moises Caicedo, the corner extension. Now they are not worried about it. Now, only you say that Moises Caicedo is an agent. Now, Moises Caicedo can almost plan to say, only the man of a new contract extension. Now, the thing is that Caicedo ever Chelsea, although the average salary is should say the other Chelsea players no edge. According to them, I should say their Bentia friend Kupa, Mamma, and not because Caicedo salary no sugar. According to them, Moises Caicedo remember the trigger so bonuses be on the contract now for them more contractor on the next round and he stay for long because just if when say when it comes to midfielders you are saying and then you are saying I say nobody is close to the quality of a bench for Moises Caicedo. Moises Caicedo, according to them, Moises Caicedo is the best. Now, which Max Landon said Chelsea do not have any concern with Caicedo. He's on a long-term contract that could be rewarded with a pay rise. But Caicedo has interest from Paris Saint-Germain and in Saudi Arabia. Just before they are not selling Moises Caicedo to Saudi Arabia, to Paris Saint-Germain, or whatever. Almost keep you on the player to make sure Moises Caicedo, that's not Chelsea Football Club. They will deliver their momo. Not Lashigo's important ones, their momo, or important blocks and their momo, because usually midfielders don't say Moises Caicedo. The off the ball job, no more credit, but on the ball job, it demands quality players, and some of the and all the quality, only that's how the results that you have to get all the on the ball job, the Juma Moises Caicedo, Chelsea Football Club, and that's exactly what Omoka so many are better for Moises Caicedo to give them that quality on the ball job, and of course off the ball job. All the moment on Chelsea follow are very, very important. Say MBB said when they come up and everything is going to go on fine. Moises Caicedo is now going to be advised by a family without a formal agent. This has been the long-term plan and strategy, using two agencies to move from Brighton to Chelsea. So after saying that if Brighton about Chelsea, there was no point now America's okay. Normally, Barata any agents he will be advised by family. Now during an interview with La Gazzetta dello Sport, Maresca said Kopama is the best player he has ever coached and Kukurea as the most likable player that he has ever coached. The players who know my age, Kopama is the greatest. Italy, then La Gazzetta for the Chibers in Maresca and Kazak. Okay, you know, is super. What are we doing? When Maresca got to Italy, the clubs in Italy are saying that Oliver Maresca go. Almost all the clubs. I remember somewhere last summer. Not AS Roma were big on a better friend of Maresca. They were convincing and trying to convince Maresca say, on choose your friend of AS Roma. Now but Maresca said that on Chelsea put your team on. But there has been a new team on the block. I always say almost Maresca. Almost Maresca. And they want to convince about your friend Enzo Maresca say on to send because of Italy. Now most of the Chelsea managers are only Italians on the bar. After a couple of years, 1 or 2, I'm sure the person will come back to Italy. Oh, me and I want to go back to Italy. Oh, Mauricio Sarri, I want to go back to my grandfather in Italy. Oh, the other person come back to Italy. Now, according to Enzo Maresca, already organized will be from Chelsea. He wants to stay at Chelsea Football Club. He wants to do the job over there. Now, the good thing, however, is that Enzo Maresca is somebody who had his education outside of Italy at a very young age. So he has some Spanish education, has some English education in his days in England in the lower divisions, and now as coach. And I say he loves the culture outside of Italy so much. England, Chelsea follow. In the go ahead, say he isn't going to go anywhere. He wants to stay at Chelsea Football Club to be able to deliver consistently for Avantia Fellow Enzo Maresca. I'll call in front of Matteo Moreto. I say Juventus are closely monitoring Enzo Maresca patiently. Juventus will say, top quality talent a bit senior board. Now, I'm competing for the talents around here, which are the likes of Kenan Yildiz, which are able to say, I bet your friend Weston McKennie, Gershon Bremer, Pierre Kaludu, players, Gregorio, Bishiglu, Cambiaso, Dusan Vlahovic, I bet your friend Jonathan David, all of these quality according to them, they have the quality to turn the head of Abentia for Enzo Maresca, for Maresca to come to Juve, for him to come in and deliver and play the football and also on the ball. No negotiations have started, but then the ratings in the same Enzo Maresca say, no, and now they for Chelsea Football Club. He doesn't want to be Chelsea Football Club, but he also Chelsea, also twice a year the man of Chelsea Football Club, and the Juventus, Bayern Leverkusen, RB Leipzig are all the way in contact in the summer, like I said. All very considered by Maresca, and as Philip Johnson did report, he did consider walking away at some point in time. That someone Economic Enzo Maresca and you happy craft on the Chelsea job because of Senna Nyama co-players and motor that inside the man. Of course, Enzo Maresca decided he wasn't going to go. He was going to stay and then get a job that former scouts Mark Brown or Mike Manuel to Chelsea, maybe of course Mike went to Chelsea in January. I don't see it to be likely. I don't think so. I don't think a friend of Mike was going to move in. Many Maresca and Kwana clubs. I just want to pen Chelsea. No man, they'll go for pay. Real Madrid want to sign Enzo Fernandez from Chelsea, and are currently considering, as per reports in England, of course, when are they paying Enzo Fernandez? Yeah, I don't know when to call the Obian for the Ashi, Obian Iska. And this is where Chelsea people understand why Chelsea formed this size on the map. Maresca, Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez, a long-term contract, you know. Those are the inside that they give them contracts. So they have the bargaining power to push and get whatever money that they want to get from you. And they get money. And 150 million per, and they say Real Madrid for the chair, and they have to for Enzo Fernandez. So when Enzo Fernandez there, then of course 150 million need to be employed. And from Jude Bellingham has attracted Premier League interest in his career when his money future was uncertain. Man United, Man City, Chelsea, we quite really lie. Chelsea never be like Jude Bellingham the other day. Man City can not just put Jude Bellingham, sir. This story will be fourth story. Wow, fourth story. We see how things are going to go when it comes to the kind of players in the Liga in Europe. Kylian Mbappe, Messi arrived at PSG and was completely a normal person, respectful to everyone, and then as a player, he is unique over there. Talking about the days where about your friend Kylian Mbappe, about the way Jumano, the Matima, your friend Paris Saint-Germain. Of course, you get a kids in there. And then you answer Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. You didn't come on your analysis. We'll come back with you with some more analysis. I say, just look out for Banty, your friend, Steve. One, no man, come on. Thank you very much. See you. Bye bye.